Today I have a new and fun build for Necromancer. I call it Zombie Commander. We are using 4 of the new essences with this setup, and this is definitely not the best overall build for Necromancer, but it's really fun and single target damage output is very close to our best DPS build, and this one has the best clear speed for trash mobs. First I want to compare our new build with the best DPS build on the dummy. Now let's check out the clips. And I tried different setups to use these new zombie skeletons, but this one gave me the best results. But if you can find a better one, let me know. For example, I tried 2 stacks of mages, but this one performed better with this setup. Other than that, I tried to remove Poison Golem and tried other Bone Spear essences and Molten Golem and Common Skeleton damage essence, but Poison Golem performed better. I tried using Bone Wall with primary attack speed shoulders, but once again this one performed better. Like I said, if you can find a better one, let me know. Well, as you can see, our Zombie Commander build dealt around 200k less damage than our regular DPS setup, but playing with the same build becomes boring after a while, so we have the new essences and using them is a really good option. Plus, this setup kills regular trash mobs faster because they have an AoE effect, or at least feels like that. Like I said, we don't have to play with the best setup all the time. Trying new stuff makes the game more fun and the damage is not even that bad. But of course you don't really buff your party members with this build, so don't use it in raids or any other harder game modes. Now we can move on to the build explanation. As always, I will start with the skills. First, we have Command Golem. We are using this skill with 2 essences, Pleasant Venom and the new Offhand essence. These 2 essences work together and on paper it should increase the damage enemies take by 25%, but I think it doesn't get that high, but still works together. I tried it with Molten Golem too, but this one increases the overall damage output a bit more. And next, as you can imagine, we have the Common Skeletons, and we are only using the head essence with it, which turns them into zombies. After that we have Skeletal Mages with 2 essences, Shoulders and Offhand. We have the new Shoulder essence and it performs better than the others with this build, and of course on the Offhand we have the Soulfire Mages which deals really high damage. Next we have Bone Wall. We are using this to buff our damages by 40% thanks to the chest essence, and on the pants we have an essence that increases the duration of Bone Wall. And finally we have our primary attack skill Bone Spear, and we are using the new main add essence with it, which increases the critical hit damage the enemies take by 20%. And for the set items, as you can see, I am using 4 pieces of Shepherd and 2 pieces of Shalbaz, but that's because I don't have 6 pieces of Shepherd yet. If you have 6 pieces of Shepherd, use that instead. That frenzy you get from 6-piece bonus is better than 2-piece Shalbaz in my opinion. And if your main focus is PvE, you should use Vexed Curse properties, which gives an extra frenzy for your summons. And if you have invocations, use the 15% damage increase one. And once again, if you are mainly focusing on PvE, you can use these legendary gems to reach maximum damage output. Bloody Reach, Mother's Lament, Pain Clasp, Follower's Burden, Berserker's Eye, Echoing Shade, Bottle Dope and Bloodsoaked Jade. Now let's check out our legendary items. For the headpiece, we are using Rotten Zombies. Common Skeletons now summons Rotten Zombies that damage and slow nearby enemies. For the chest essence, we have Altar of the Dead. Bone Wall now conjures the Altar of the Dead, increasing your damage while you remain within the area. For the shoulders, we are using the new essence. Skeletal Mage damage is increased by 15.2% for each harmful effect the enemy suffers from, up to a maximum of 60.8%. And for the pants, we have Bone Wall duration increased by 39%. And for the main end, once again we are using a new essence. Bone Spear also destroys enemy armor for 3.2 seconds, increasing the critical hit damage they take by 20%. For the offhand, we have the new Command Golem essence. Command Golem also makes enemies vulnerable, causing them to take 15.2% increased damage. And for the additional main end, we have Pleasant Venom. Command Golem now summons Poison Golem that can leap to a target location to unleash a blast wave of corrosive acid, damaging nearby enemies and causing them to take additional damage. And for the offhand, we are using this one. Skeletal Mage now summons a Dark Magus that unleashes Hungering Soul Fire at nearby enemies. Other than that, try to get damage done by your summons, increased magical attribute on your set items, and critical hit chance plus critical hit damage magical attributes on your legendary items. And finally, use the Weaver Paragon tree when you are doing dungeons and raids. And for the point distribution, max out your damage and armor pan first, and then you can max out your armor and potency. Of course, after that, use your remaining points on life. I think that's all for this setup. Let me know if you have any improvement ideas for the build in the comment section. Thank you for listening and take care.